another girl is running up on my brother while he's fighting, then girl, you definitely gonna have to see me. Like, that's what it's gonna be. Woo! Almost fell. But what's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a little story time, okay? I guess we're gonna do a little story time today. This one's basically about the time I had to, okay, do not judge me in this video because literally I had to take the actions that I took because one, my brother means the world to me. So if I feel like another girl is running up on my brother while he's fighting, then girl, you definitely gonna have to see me. Like, that's what it's. But so this story time is about the time my brother got into the fight, but I had to beat the girl up and she was pregnant. First, let me just make this a disclaimer first, okay? I did not know the girl was pregnant. I honestly thought that, you know, she was cool because the way she ran up on my brother when her boyfriend was fighting, it seemed like she basically was, you know, regular like me. So I didn't know the girl was pregnant. Like I said, I thought that, you know, she was just regular. She wasn't pregnant. So when she ran up, she had a black shirt on. So when she was like, say this was all the way down. When she was outside, all you seen was her stomach like that. So it was really flat to me. So basically what happened was we was outside and we was like all day long we was outside. I think we was drinking earlier in the day. So like in my apartment complex where I used to live, people would always be out. Like all the kids would come to my house and then we would all play. And sorry you guys hear this big old loud plane. It hasn't been riding around all day until I just started to do my story time. So sorry. But anyways, I'm trying so hard not to scrape my shoes. So basically we was outside all day long, and I don't know what this is. We was outside all day long, like hanging out, you know, having fun, doing like family stuff with the kids and stuff. And it had got to be like a little bit nighttime. So by this time my brother and my cousins and everybody that I was with was already like, you know, a little tipsy or whatever. So and I was tipsy as well. So we're outside and we're hanging out, and my niece was like 2 years old at the time, 3 years old, and like where I lived right here, or say I lived here, and across the street here is like a little big field, but we was all standing over here, and the kids would go run back and forth because it was like a little way you can drive. And basically what happened was the kids was running back and forth, and as they were running back and forth, they had like these big little, you know, what is it called? Like big wheel cars or whatever, like these cars that the little kids be playing in nowadays. They had this big wheel car, so my niece was like, you know, running back and forth with the car or whatever. And this car just came like speeding into the little, what do you call it? Into the freaking, in the driveway, like where we was all at hanging out. He came driving down like literally like 30 miles per hour. In the little parking lot where we was at, it says drive slow, children are at play, whatever, I guess. I don't know. It was like a little yellow sign that they have. So basically he drove like really fast. So I said, because my niece was almost about to run until I had to grab her back, I was like, hey, you need to freaking slow down when you're driving through this parking lot because you see kids out here, you could have hit somebody. But by this time, like I even finished like, you know, what I was saying, he was already like about to park into his parking lot. So basically from where I was saying it at, he lived like right here. So he got out his car and just came walking up. And when he walked up, he was like, just like this, no lie. He was like,
so what did you say? You got a problem?
and I said, yes, I have a problem because my niece was about to run out in the middle of the street and you came smashing through the parking lot and it says 10 miles per hour. So what are you doing? I have a problem with that. And then he goes,
well, see me then.
and I was like, okay, well, basically now at this time, like we're going back and forth, like in a heated argument. Like I'm all in his face. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, pushing up on me. So my brother is standing like basically in the back of where we are, so he see all this going on. So when he see all that happening, my brother, and just like anybody else's brother, I don't care, and anybody can say what they want to say when I say this, but just like anybody else's brother, if they see their sister or whatever, fighting or getting into some little whatever with a guy that's, bigger than her or whatever, a guy period, then you know that, your brother's gonna automatically defend you. So my brother defended me. So he walked up to the guy.
What's that? What did you say?
He was like, I said, you guys need to get out the street, and if you got a problem, then see me. So my brother was like, boom, punched him in his face, whatever. So they're fighting back and forth. And now, by this time, my brother hits him one good time, he falls to the ground. I'm standing there watching it because I'm like, not knowing if I should hop in and stop the fight or like just let my brother fight, because when my brother fights, he blacks out, and look at me, I can't pick him up. I mean, I cannot stop him. I can't get in between him. I can't push him. I can't do nothing. So basically, I had to stand there and watch. So when I'm watching, all I see from like this side of my eye, like literally in a black shirt and hair, like in a ponytail, like me, literally, but she was like, the guy was Mexican, we was black, and she was white. So the white girl runs up, whatever, and she basically swings at my brother like this, boom. And when she swings at my brother, I caught her arm, boom. I don't know how I did. All I know is that I caught her arm, and I had something in my hand, and I just said, boom, and I socked her in her face. She fell down to the ground. She gets back up. We're fighting. Boom, 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 whatever. She ripped my shirt, and I'm like socking her all in her face, whatever. So now I look back over. She gets back up, and she's like, I'm pregnant, bitch. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm pregnant, bitch. Like just cussing me out, and I'm just like, well, you should have never ran up on my brother. I didn't know you was pregnant. You should never ran up on my brother. So when I said that to her, I look over, and my brother hits her boyfriend again one more time. Bam, and he knocks him out. So normally when people get into fights like that, the people who beat the people up usually runs away. So I think that these guys got out of the car thinking that they was gonna come for a fight, and they was gonna beat us up. So it didn't happen that way. It went the other way around. My brother ended up beating him up, and I ended up beating his girlfriend up. So then after all that happened, my brother was like, what did he say? Okay, so we're scrambling around now because we don't know what to do. We don't know if we should run to my mom's house because we don't know if these guys are about to call the police. So we're scrambling around. We picked the guy up, being hella nice. See, we was very courteous, okay? Because some people's not gonna do this kind of stuff, and we basically did. So kudos to us. They should have been thanking us, like, thank you, we got home right. But anyways, we picked the guy up. The girlfriend's cussing my brother out the whole time. So, bitch, you need to shut up. I don't even know why you're talking, because if it wasn't for my brother, your boyfriend would be laid out, knocked out, sleep right now, okay? My brother ends up picking the guy up, dragging him, like, not dragging him, but, like, walking him to his house. He got his arm around my brother like this. My brother got his arm around him like that, too. So, we walk him to his house. After we walk him to his house, we take off running back that way. I was like, let's not run home, because if we run to the house, they're gonna call the police, and they know we live, blah, blah, blah. So basically, we ended up having to run to my uncle's house, because in my apartments, my uncle lived like on the other side of us. So we ran down to my uncle's house, and I changed my shirt, whatever. And then I ended up, I don't know where I went that night. I think I ended up, no, I didn't go home that night. I ended up going to my cousin's house. And then somehow, so we ended up running over to my uncle's house, and I changed my shirt. My cousin comes and picks us up. I called my mom. Basically, my mom was like, do not come home because they called the police. So the hell, you guys called the police because you guys hopped out, walked up to us, got a fight, and got beat up? Like, that don't even sound right. You guys should have stayed where you guys was, and you should never been driving to the parking lot like that. But me being scary, I didn't go home. So the police ended up coming to my house, like, probably like for a whole month straight, like every other day. So sometimes, like, we will be there, and we'll end up like telling my mom to tell the people that we're not there, so they'll be talking to the people. But let me tell you why the police was showing up to my house every other day, okay? Because every day I would come home from work, this bitch will be on the phone when she sees me, because I will have to drive up, know, she sees me. And where I lived at, all she had to do was just stand outside. And I tell you guys, like, after this happened, she was outside, like, every day. She never even came outside before this. But she was outside every day, and she was just, like, calling the police every time she seen me. So when she seen me, the police would come, whatever, and my mom just like, oh, no, they're not here. Like, you know, those guys start to fight. And then so one day my mom ended up seeing her boyfriend, and she was like, can you tell your wife to stop calling the police on my daughter, because my daughter only was taken up for her brother, and you guys should have never gotten. Oh, I done skipped the whole part. Okay, so the next day we're all standing outside, whatever, right? And this guy, he's walking up and down the little parking lot, but like this little bulldog or whatever, he's just walking like strong, like, you know, walking around like, you know, like he's somebody scared. So I'm standing right there. My mom was like, you guys need to get in the house, because if he walks up here and asks you guys questions, then, you know, whatever. So remember that I said I ran to my uncle's house to go get some clothes, right? Okay, remember I said that. But so I ended up basically standing outside, whatever, when all of this stuff happened, and this guy walks up with the bulldog, and he's like,
Yeah, did you guys see a fight?
and we're like, no, we didn't see no fight. What are you talking about? And then so he was like, well, my brother got into a fight yesterday, and I heard he got jumped. So I want to know who was it that got into a fight with my brother? And I was like, why don't you ask your brother who it was who got into a fight with your brother, because we don't know. And then he was like, well, he said that it was you guys. And I was like, well, then why did you ask us, did we get into a fight with your brother then? What was the point of you asking us that shit? Like, get the fuck out of here. So my mom was like, be quiet. She was like, be quiet. She was like, we don't know what you're talking about, and we don't want no more drama. Your brother came up here trying to fight my kids, blah, blah, blah. So he was like, well, all I want to know is who jumped my brother, because whoever jumped my brother, I want to fight him too. And I was like, nobody jumped your brother, one. It was one person who fought your brother, and it was one person that fought your brother's baby's mom or girlfriend or whoever she is. I was like, but nobody jumped him. So if you want to fight, then you can fight. He was like, well, who is, da, 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 da. And he said my cousin's name. And I was like, first of all, you don't know him, so don't come up here asking about somebody you don't know. I was like, because you can do that and he can come outside and knock your ass out. You don't know us like that, so don't come up here asking about somebody you don't know. And then he was like, well, I heard he was a part of it. And I was like, well, you heard wrong. And then he was like, well, I heard this, and da-da-da. He just kept telling us all these details, like, you know, that the other people didn't know about it. So come to find out, my uncle's baby's mom's son was going down there telling them guys, like, oh yeah, it was my brothers that got into it was my cousins that got into a fight with your brother, and blah blah blah. So he paid this little boy, that's my uncle's baby's mom's son, to tell on us basically. And still, you guys didn't get your answers. Like, we still don't give a fuck. And after that, my mom, like I was saying, she was calling the police on us, like, every time she seen me. So my mom went up to her husband and was like, can you tell your wife to stop calling the police on my daughter, because she was just defending her brother. And then he was like, oh, I didn't know that my wife was doing that. I be at work all day. He was like, I'm sorry. He was like, I know, we was all like, you know, we should have talked about it. It was a wrong situation. It shouldn't have happened like that, and blah blah blah. So my mom was like, yeah, thank you, because it's starting to get very annoying to like have the police come at your house every day when, you know, you didn't do anything. And then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to her right now. So he went in the house or whatever, and I don't know what was said to her, because after that the police stopped coming to my house, and that bitch stopped looking at me funny that day. But my only thing was, like, you can't run up on two men while they're fighting, and thinking that, you know, somebody ain't gonna run up and defend the other man that you're trying to put your hands on. Like, especially if it's like anybody in my family that's a guy. If you run up, a female, run up on my brother or my family, cousins, whoever it is, while they're fighting, then you're gonna have to expect me to jump in, because I'm doing that. I don't care. Like, call it what you want, but it is what it is. But yeah, so that's the end of my story. The lesson in the story is, do not jump in a fight when two men are fighting if you're a female. Like, period. That's it. I hope you guys liked my video. This is definitely the end of the story. And yeah, if you guys like this story time, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you subscribe, because you're gonna be missing out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. go to my giveaway video. Okay, I'm not gonna keep telling you guys. I need some more people to put their emails out. I'm trying to give away free money, and y'all don't want it. Like, stupid. But anyways, yeah, I'm out. Peace. See you guys later.